Today, I'm gonna build the most dangerous Lego roller coaster, and we're gonna see if our crash test dummy can make it all the way to the end. Starting with our first obstacle, the drop of death. I bought a bunch of Lego roller coaster tracks for this video, and we're gonna start connecting them up here. The plan is to build a long Lego roller coaster track with a couple different dangerous obstacles that'll start with this big steep drop right here and end in a blaze of glory. So let's start with a little flat bit, and then we'll do a tiny little hill so it can pick up some speed. Also, this video is sponsored by Shopify, but more on them later. There's two different types of tracks. One of them is like this, it's flat. The other ones are at a sort of angle. So what I'm gonna do is put the angled ones up top here. Then we just need to figure out a way to kind of tie this in so it doesn't tear the whole thing off and fall to the ground. Now I'm gonna connect together a bunch of these long tracks, and we'll have a 12-foot drop down to the floor. The reason we're doing this at the start is because it's going to add a bunch of speed to our roller coaster so we can get through the first obstacle. All right, now we'll just attach this here and it'll totally work. We rebuild. All right, I got it to work. With our first dangerous obstacle complete, it's time to move on to the second one, and we need to actually build a cart to go down this thing. I'm gonna use this piece, and this is actually made for it, so you just pop in these two little wheels here, and you can see it perfectly fits and kind of locks around the roller coaster track. So if we snap a few of these guys together end to end, we can kind of create a little design on top to make it look like an actual roller coaster. This is gonna be like that one game, Roller Coaster Tycoon. So I finished building up our coaster here, and I made sure to make it as heavy as possible in the front. That way when we're going down the steep hills, it'll have the weight to make it through our obstacles. We can put our little Ooblot figures right inside so they can test it out when we actually finish building. The next obstacle I'm gonna actually put here is a giant loop-de-loop. It's gonna be the biggest Lego loop-de-loop in the world. You may be thinking, no, the Lego loop coaster is the biggest. Wrong. This is gonna be bigger. To make this guy as big as possible, I'm gonna use a bunch of these, connect them on the back with these little flat boat pieces like this. So I just need to connect a big long line of these. Oh, we can get some good flex with these. Let's go. I'm just gonna connect as many of these as I can and then flex it, and then we'll just see if it stays when I set it down. This is not gonna be safe by any means, you guys. Ah, it's just breaking apart. I get it, you're not happy. I think it's these things that are the problem. We just need to put some square plates on top, and that should fix the breaking problem. Roll this around like this. If we just stick it on a plate, like this guy, we have the world's biggest Lego loop-de-loop. I can't attest for its integrity, and that's what makes it dangerous. We'll just have to make it so it doesn't do that. It'll work, okay? So, we got our loop-de-loop. Theoretically, we can just connect this right here to the bottom of our ramp. There's like a 20% chance it doesn't even make it past this, but I'm gonna connect a few more pieces of track to the end of the loop-de-loop, and then we can add our next obstacle. Now that we've reached the end here, I'm gonna add this little curve piece. Now that we got our curve right there, we're gonna build our next dangerous obstacle, which is going to be swinging Lego axes. To build the swinging axes, we're gonna need some axes. For that, we should be able to just snap together some of these little axle pieces to make the handle, and then we'll connect it to one of these pieces at the end so it'll actually be able to swing. Nice. For the blade of the axe, I'm gonna build that up using a few slope pieces and Lego plates, and then we'll use some sort of snot brick to actually snap together two halves. Slide an axle through like that. Boom, there we go. We just need a few more of these to swing before we can actually motorize them. Now to make these axes actually swing, we need to create some sort of crankshaft with little notches that'll bring them up and over. I think the best way to do that is with these same pieces we built the handles out of, and just build up a really long shaft with little branches that stick out. And boom, spin this, swings it around. That looks kind of dangerous. Oh gosh, I think this will work. We just have to add a little stand to it and then put a motor on it so it'll spin. All right, here we got our swinging axes. Oh yeah, this is the hottest track I've seen. There's a chance that the coaster, once it comes down, will just miss all the axes. That'll be cool because it'll make it onto the next part, but it's also gonna be hard to get the coaster to go through these obstacles without getting hit. I'm just gonna build this a little further down the track, and then we can add our next obstacle. All right, now that we've got the axes installed and this weird little loop thing I built, we need to build the next dangerous obstacle, but the problem is we are running out of momentum. So what I need to do is design some sort of lift that will actually lift our cart up so the roller coaster can gain some momentum. I'm gonna need to build a couple of these for the track, and while I'm building that, I can tell you about this video's sponsor, Shopify. Shopify is an easy-to-use commerce platform that lets you set up and scale your business venture with ease. I started my Shopify store a few years ago to start selling these buildable Lego Ooblots. When I first started, I didn't know what I was doing. I just had an idea and I wanted to turn it into a store. Shopify is made for entrepreneurs in any season of their journey, giving you all the tools you need to manage your business online and in person. Now we just need a chain to wrap around this and they'll motorize that. Luckily I have a whole drawer of these little chain links. We just have to hook together like 100. Oh, what's that? You're not a pro graphic designer genius? Shopify has a brilliant library of ready-made store templates, and with their easy drag and drop interface, you don't have to be a graphic designer or a genius. Don't know how to get your product out there? Shopify has integrations on all the major social media platforms. So you can start selling from the social media accounts that you already have. I added this little gear that once hooked up to a motor, will spin the chain. Before we can add a motor to this, we just need to build this kind of thing on the rest of the scaffolding. And oh, what's that? Funding? Shopify Capital has already funded over $5.1 billion to Shopify merchants to scale their businesses. With all the tools and resources you need to grow your startup or side hustle, like live analytics and in-person selling with Shopify POS, there's no more reason to put your ambitious dream of selling quilted cat hoodies on hold any longer. Or whatever you decide to do. To start your free trial, you can go to shopify.com/brickscience or click the link down in the description. Nice. Looks like we got this thing to work. I've built one more to go further down the track. But we need to build our next dangerous obstacle. And for this next one, I really want to build a mechanical shark jaw that will open and close and slam down shut. So it'll have just a little bit of time to actually roll through it. We should be able to build some really simple teeth just by connecting a few of these little slope pieces and a plate, and then adding one of these 1x2 slopes right on top. We just need to build a bunch more of these. And what I'm thinking is, if we grab a track, we can have our bit of track going into the mouth, and that'll kind of come out the other side. And we need to figure out some way to make the bottom of the jaw rounded. My first thought is we can just use a couple of these little ball joints like this, snap them together, and then create a sort of rounded shape that way. And now we can line up this bottom part with a bunch of teeth. I know what you're thinking, wow, Riley, that does not look like a shark. We haven't actually built the shark body. We gotta make sure the carts go through first. For the top, we're gonna actually need to build something structural that we can put on some sort of motor to make it slam down with the teeth and actually bite. So I'm gonna connect more teeth to some Technic lift arms, and then I'll create some sort of cam mechanism to actually make it close. And as you can see, we have the motion we want, which is that chomping down motion. Now we gotta actually motorize it. And my thought for that is we just stick a motor with a little cam that will touch this guy and make this chomp. All right, we got a little more work to do, but that's the basic idea. We take our little worm gear assembly and add it right there. This should spin it. Wrong way. There we go. It opens and closes it. Now we're gonna add a little bit more weight to this front part here so that it doesn't do what it's doing. So now we need to somehow make this look like a shark. All right, let's add this to our track. Now it ain't perfect, but it does chomp. I also put some stickers on the front and back of the teeth to kind of hold them on a little better, Lego stickers, so it just kind of looks like cool designs. But we'll see if it actually chomps down on the coaster. I'm gonna put a few more track pieces behind the shark if it actually makes it through. And then we come over to this little turn here, and what I'm gonna do is put another riser. So we got our second riser right here, and this one just broke. It'll be fine, we can fix it. Oh, actually that was a lot easier than I expected. Connect these guys right here. And you may notice this one is just a half riser, so it doesn't come up and then fall down all the way. And that's because the next thing we're gonna build is gonna be like a vertical spiral. To build our spiral, we're gonna use a bunch of these pieces. So I have two types of rails here. The interesting thing is that they go around, but they also sort of slope down, so we can get a really, really long spiral. Literally just connect these together. We should be able to get something that goes super fast, which is dangerous, obviously, for whiplash reasons. All right, now does it work? Ah, it does work. All we need are a bunch of these long plates, and then we'll just stack bricks between them. I hope this works. I like it, guys. It's shaky, it's dangerous, it's exactly what we need. I keep trying to take all these, precautions to make it not fall apart, but no, it's too safe. Hey, there we go, okay. So the carts will come all the way up this guy and then spiral down, and I think that's gonna slow it down quite a bit. So I'm gonna build one more thing before the final obstacle to give it some more momentum. So for that, we're going to build a roller coaster accelerator. I'm thinking the best way to do that is by using tires and spinning them super fast, because if we put these at just the right distance apart, and we spin both of them, we can hopefully shoot this down the track. Okay, so we got the proof of concept there. We're just gonna duplicate this a few more times, and then it'll really shoot it fast. And now, you can see we've set up sort of a jump right here. It's kind of a weenie jump, but we're gonna put this through the next obstacle. I wanted to make the very last obstacle the best one of them all, so I reached out to the king of Lego roller coasters, Half Asleep Chris on YouTube. He's made like super long roller coasters and train tracks out of Lego in his house that go through the whole thing. They're super cool. Check out a couple of those in the description. I've linked his videos, they're awesome. But he says for the final obstacle, I should build...
Hey Riley, for the final obstacle of your roller coaster, I'm not sure if it's even possible, but I would love for you to try and build a ring of fire. Good luck though, it's probably gonna melt.
Well, it looks like we're building a ring of fire for this thing. I don't know how we're gonna do that. here is exactly how we're gonna do it. Okay guys, actually though, I can't tell you how I built this. That would be extremely irresponsible. Do not do this at home. I'm taking all the precautions. I got fire extinguishers, I got the fire department on call, and so do you all the time, by the way. Just enjoy watching me do it, okay? Here it is, the final obstacle, the ring of fire. The cool thing about it is once we light it on fire, we can fill this bin up with water and then just drown it out like that once the coaster goes through. So, you know, safety features. Dang it, I added another safety feature. What is wrong with me? In all seriousness though, this roller coaster is complete and it's finally time to test it out. Or so I thought. I really wanted to put this little mini camera on the cart, but every time it made it down the loop, it would just break the entire thing because it was way too heavy. So after a few failures, oh, it made it! Oh no! I decided to take a step back and fix everything that was breaking before trying it again without the camera. But at least the footage I did get was cool. All right, 3, 2, 1. After a couple unsuccessful tests, I fixed most of the core issues. Starting right up here at the top, I added a simple servo motor, and if we take our little remote control, we can actually actuate it like this, and it'll release the carts. I've also added some really strong supports to our loop-de-loop here, because that failed like almost every time. All right, I'm gonna add the dummies to the track. Here we got this little stopper in place, so they shouldn't go down yet. Here we go. Basically the goal is to see how far the little crash test dummies can make it through the course and how many obstacles they'll hit. I'm gonna hit this button in 3, 2, 1. There they go. Oh, they're going. Oh, they made it. No way, they made it through the axes. What? Okay, here we go. Oh no. Oh no. They almost made it if the timing was just a little bit better. Take 2. This little release button actually works really well. They're all on. All right, here we go. Release. Oh no. I'm telling you, if this was a real roller coaster, it'd be bad. Test 3. I got a feeling it's gonna just go all the way through and be really cool. Go. Oh, made it. Oh, they made it through. They made it through. Let's go. Oh, what will the timing be like? Come on. No way! No way. All right, light. The ring of fire is on. Here we go. Here it goes. There we go. Come on. Yay! All right, let's just put that out. That was really cool. I can't believe it made it all the way through. Let's go. Thank you, God. It only took like 14 tries, but they made it through the ring of fire, and that was cool. They just barely made it through the jaws of the shark. We got our ooblats here in the water. All their heads are kind of above water. I was like trying to get the thing to light.
I was like, don't screw this up.
But that's it, guys. We did it. We built the most dangerous Lego roller coaster. It was pretty cool. Thanks for watching. Check out one of these 2 videos popping up on your screen. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next Brick Science. Now I have a giant Lego roller coaster that I don't know what to do with. So